Orange Nation, it is time. Kicking things off with our dynamic warm-up. It's going to be 5 minutes long, executed for 1 minute apiece. Starting on our stomach, this is called our Cobra Swing. So Ange is lifting her chest off the ground just a couple inches, fingertips in the small of the back, extending out in front of you, and then slowly bringing it right back. Following that is our T-spine rotation. Now the hands are slightly behind the ears, rotating down towards the opposite elbow and taking the elbow behind the head towards the ceiling. Rolling next into our ankle mobility. Now Ange is locking one foot behind the heel, taking her hips towards the ceiling and then bringing it right back down. That's going to be 30 seconds on each side. Standing up with our lateral shift and punch. Now we're giving ourselves plenty of distance in between our feet. Notice as she shifts to one side, it's the same arm that extends out in front of you. You ready to get your heart rate up on this last one? It's our seal jack. So now Ange is just bouncing lightly on her toes. Arms come out and bring it right back in. If you need an option, just slow it down and step it out left to right. You ready to rock and roll? Let's get in it.
Say, Jess, what do you get when you cross a power movement with core work?
Tell me.
Well, you get this block. Anyway, with that being said, 10 minutes of work on this block, 4 exercises we're going to run through, starting with 30 total reps of a power jack to front jack. Our moderately heavy object at the chest will explode overhead, feet wide, back together. Then we'll take it to a front press on that. Options: step out overhead, back together, step to the other side for your front press. Next up, for these next 3 exercises, we're going to start with 12 reps and reduce the reps by 2 each round. So 12 total reps of a forearm plank punch. Down on our forearms, elbows stacked underneath the shoulders, feet a little bit wider than hip width for stability. We're going to alternate punching out in front of us. Option here, you can always drop down to your knees. Next up, we're going to turn it around, 12 reps of a power sit-up. Arms fully overhead. We're going to explode, meet the knees to the chest in the middle, nice and controlled back to your starting position. An option here, you can always reduce your range of motion. Next up, we got some quick plank kick-throughs. So we're down in our high plank position. We're going to kick across the body, bringing one hand up to the chest, pressing through with our other hand. An option here, keep both hands on the ground, perform an atomic mountain climber. Your goal is to work your way down the rep count on those last 3 exercises. Let's get to work.
right, team, we have a 10-minute block, 4 exercises to work through. John, are you ready to crush it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So you have a hip hinge Y raise, 10 reps. Feet are a little wider than shoulder width apart. Send the hips back, engaging your core. Drawing those weights up towards the ceiling, making sure that your head is nice and neutral. There we go, nice and wide for that Y raise. 10 reps there, and we're gonna move into a single arm split stance low row. 10 each side. You're taking that giant step forward, leaning lightly on that knee. You're drawing that elbow up towards the ceiling, lower right back down. Awesome. Then you're gonna lose that weight, and you're gonna transition onto your mat. So an iso hip bridge pullover. You're gonna make sure your feet are right underneath you. You're gonna press your hips up towards the ceiling, engaging your glutes and your hamstrings. That weight is right in front of you. You're lowering all the way back towards the ground and then pulling it right back over. Option is to lower the hips each time. You got 10 reps. Moving lastly into a hand release push-up. So 10 reps here, you're going into that nice high plank position, engaging your core. You're gonna lower all the way down to your mat, release your hands, and then power right back up. So 10 of those, or you can just knock out 10 regular push-ups. We got 10 minutes of work. Let's get to it.
Want to know what's in store for this block? Well, it's cardio and core. We have 3 exercises. We'll work for 30 seconds, rest for 10 seconds, 3 rounds total, 6-minute block. Let's jump into our first exercise in Orangetheory Classic. Starting in plank position, you're going to drive the heels underneath the shoulders, popping the head and chest up to finish. Perfect. Your option, walk your feet in and out. Moving on, plank position, palms underneath the shoulders. We're going to bring the knee across the torso towards the opposite elbow and squeeze those abs. Your option, you can elevate your hands or limit your range of motion. Last, we have an iso half squat with an oblique twist. Feet are hip width distance, sink heavy into those heels, hands behind the head, and we're going to twist all the way across that torso towards that opposite knee, really feeling those obliques firing up. 3 exercises. Let's work for 30 and earn that 10-second rest.
time for some flexibility. 20 seconds each stretch. Coach Ricky's here to help us out. You ready, Coach? Yes. Awesome. Starting first with our standing overhead side reach. Ricky's going to take both arms, reach them over to the side, getting those obliques to really stretch out nice. Next, our standing internal rotator stretch. We're going to put the palms of our hands right on the small of our back and press forward so we get those rotator cuffs nice and pressed. Standing toe reach, feet just right under the hips, reaching down for those toes. You can also let your head hang heavy for this one. After that, kneeling reverse forearm. So Ricky's gonna get onto his knees, palms are gonna face in towards him. He's gonna lean forward slightly to feel that stretch in his forearms. Last exercise or last stretch is our cobra. So Ricky's just gonna put those hands a little bit further back than his shoulders, and he's gonna lift his top of his body up. Feel that stretch out in his core. Let's go ahead and flex it out.